So I'm sitting here thinking about why I use alcohol and drugs, and I know it's because I didn't like myself, didn't really care about myself at all. I didn't like to look at myself in the mirror, and a lot of other things. Insecure, worried about what other people think of me all the time, and then just, I just didn't care about myself. I put myself through, into things where I got hurt in situations and other things, where I could have died, and I just didn't care if I did. And I'm glad I made it through all that, and I'm still here because I'm blessed that I'm still here. I know a lot of people go through things like that, and they're blessed too. If you're still here, you're blessed. And then, I think about, what my mother must have went through, me drinking and using drugs and going out, and her thinking I'm going to die, probably put her through hell with stress and everything. I think about that stuff now. I can't change it now. It is the past, but I can do the best to be a better person for people now. That's what I'm trying to do. And then, I think about my kids. Like, if my kids were drinking and using drugs and I was worrying about something happening to them all the time, it stressed me out. So I get it, and I am blessed that I'm still here after everything I went through. I did put myself through a lot of shit, where I could have died. And I made a lot of my own misery because I hated myself. Today, I'm blessed, and I love myself, and I know I'm not that bad. Pretty good guy. I try my best. I'm still learning daily, because it's like I'm growing up in the last few years, because I got clean and sober in the last few years. So it's like I'm growing up now. But this journey's been great, and I'm blessed for my past, Even though a lot of bad things happen, I can make something good out of them. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to keep doing it. And I know a lot of other people are struggling with addiction and life in general. And I just want to let you guys know I'm thinking about you. And just have hope and faith. That's all you can do. And then, if you want to be better, you got to start changing shit. You got to start caring about yourself, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, doing what you need to do to change. Just don't be lazy and sit back. A lot of people do that. I did that for a while. Like, I wanted to change, and I just didn't want to do what I needed to do to change. But you got to want it. So, if somebody that was as bad as I was at wanting to get high all the time, that's all I thought about. Got up in the morning, my first thought was like, how am I going to get high, to make it through the day? If I can get it, anybody can get it. All of us are different, but some of us had the same story. So just hang on to hope and do whatever you got to do to change. That's all you can do. God bless.